Alright, here's a walk around of the 72240 that I just had shipped up here from Georgia. I just finished getting the interior out of it. All the spare parts that came with it were in the hatch. There's the Arizona Z-Car roll bar. It's a weld-in. It's got the 4 points, plus it's got 2 bars that weld in and go back towards the hatch, I believe. That's where they connect, right there. And they go back to the hatch. I have all the parts. I've got a couple spare taillight panels, interior panels, that is. Anyhow, here's the car. The dashboard is phenomenal. I actually can't believe that it's original. It may or may not have been switched out, but whatever the case may be, the thing is beautiful. I just put some Vaseline on it and buffed it down with the cloth. I don't know why. Probably because to give me inspiration. So here's the floors. They were stripped to bare metal, according to the previous owner. Painted with 2-part epoxy. Sprayed in white. The center console is very clean. There's the original color. It was originally a silver car. Let me see if I can get that hatch open. You can see how the paint is faded here because it was parked against the windows for about 30 years. But I started buffing it out a little bit real quick, and you can see how it kind of came back to life a little bit. Here's the same thing on the corner. Here's where I buffed out, and here's where I didn't. You can see the difference, and I think it's going to come out pretty good. Bumpers, rear bumpers, straight, perfectly straight. The chrome is not 100%, but that's okay. It's straight. I can always black it out or have it re-chromed. This is probably the worst part of the car, right here. It's not really rusty, but it's not really super clean either. It looks like, it's all metal, but there's some bumps under the paint, so I'll probably end up scraping that and just priming it down just temporarily. I'm going to make this into a driver, so it's not going to get the full 100% treatment yet. It's going to be driven, tracked, and then once it earns its keep, it's going to probably go to a body shop and get stripped and painted properly. Because this paint is it's urethane, it's very hard, and it's chipping off the metal, off the base metal, since it was sandblasted to the metal. I guess they didn't do a good job prepping the metal before they shot it. So there are a couple spots where it's chipping, and it's got some fade, and no rust though, which is amazing. Never seen one like this. Unrestored. Well, I guess you could call this somewhat restored. I don't think it was restored. I think it was just, somebody took the initiative to take care of it before it started to rust. And then, once they dumped all this money into it, they parked it. And it's sat for 30 years, so. It's got a couple of cool, it's got stainless braided brake lines. I've got a spare set of those anyway. It's going to need springs and struts, which I'm going to do. Probably do non-adjustable Tokikos with 1-inch lowering springs, just modest. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark, but it is clean as a whistle. Straight as an arrow. And look at this valance. It's a fiberglass valance, so it was replaced, but the grill is straight. Bumper straight. Buckets are fiberglass. The front fenders are Nissan replacements. When it was painted, I think it was, I read somewhere in some of the paperwork that I got, it's got hail damage, or it had hail damage, so it looks like they put a new hood, new fenders, new hatch when they painted it, and then took the rest of it down to bare metal and changed all the window seals and the window trim and the door seals. So I mean, the thing is, it's hard to believe, but I just want to get this thing on the road soon. Well, it's winter, but I got all winter to fix it. Here's the rails. There's the floor pans underneath. I don't know how much you can see, it's a little dark. But, you know, it's a couple of minor dents, you know, from people jacking it up improperly. But not rust. And it looks like it's got the, some sort of ball joint, or ball and knuckle, or probably the nylon or aluminum, or Delrin or whatever, TC rods. So it's got that funky rubber boot and then a grease nipple. The sway bar, you know, it was pretty heavy for a 240, and it actually didn't rip through the frame. It just sheared the bolts, and it's just hanging here. So of course I'm going to redo that properly. There's the radiator support. Look at that, how clean that is. I mean, even inside the box section, you can't see it on film, but even inside the box section is not rusty. So, in any event, the plan is right now to drop all 4 corner suspensions, change all the bushings. I'm going to get a full, you know, poly bushing kit for the whole car. Paint, strip and paint all the suspension components, the differential. Probably put an R200 in while I got it apart. Restore all the hydraulics, you know, seals and all that. And here's the motor. Here's the L28 that's going to go in there, L28E. That's out of my 280Z. That was replaced with a turbo motor. That's going to get the makeover. External gaskets, paint, and cleaning. Triple Weber's headers and open exhaust. And remain basically internally stock and unopened. 130,000 miles, so it's a baby. It's going to drop right in here. And we'll have a 2.8 liter Weber powered lightweight 72 240Z with Panasports on it, which I already have. 16-inch Panasports with 225s on them, so they're going to fit right on there nicely. Put some performance pads. I'm not going to do any brake upgrades, just pads and shoes. And that's it. It'll be a nice driver. I don't like this wheel. I'm going to get rid of the wheel. Put on probably try to get a nice wooden one, original one. That's about it. There's the thing has 137,000 miles on the chassis, I think. Whatever the case may be, it's clean. It's too clean. So I'm glad I don't have to do rust work, because I hate doing body work. I suck at body work. It came with a dent in the door, big monster dent. It just looks like somebody just opened the door against it. So I got inside and just popped it out. And it just kind of popped out. Look, I put little waves in it, but I ain't too worried about that. This is going to be a driver. I'll touch it up. It'll buff right out. Alright, see you later guys, and I'll keep you updated.